just like, we went to the sun, you know, like that. Talking about broken arms. I was playing pickleball prior. So I've been wanting to get active again. So we went to shoot some balls over. And then he just kept on running his back to Sourwood, looking for the baby. Apparently she's well done for my feet Charlotte or something. But she wasn't here talking before. So she was just so excited. Yesterday early, we went to our job and that's when they closed. And I thought it was a good summer we went at that too. I'm surprised given that
your cell phones. Yep, let's do it. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation of the Swannanoa Valley. I'm Marty Saltzman, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees. We invite you here today, no matter what your religious background is, where you come from, the color of your skin, who you love, or what TV station you watch. Although I can make a few recommendations. We are a loving community of socially conscious folks who truly believe we don't have to think alike to love alike. Our mission statement is printed on the front of our order of service, and the 8 UU principles are on the inside. It's our tradition to welcome first and second time visitors, or those of you who haven't been here for a while, and we ask you, if you're willing and able, to stand up and introduce yourself and tell us where you're from. So is there anyone over here? Yes?
Hi, I'm Alicia. We're visiting from Oakboro, North Carolina, kind of close to Durham, and we use Oakboro.
Welcome. Welcome. Anyone else? Oh. Welcome. Welcome. Anyone else over here?
Hi, I came from Appalachia. I grew up here, but it's really high.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, how about over here? Got anyone? Stand up, please.
It's been a year since I've been here. I was here last August about 3 times when I was thinking of moving back to White Mountain. And I'm happy.
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome.
Looking forward to being in the world.
Great. Great. Anyone else over here? Okay. All right. If you notice some people walking around with orange name tags, they're our welcoming committee. And if you have any questions or would like to find out how to get our newsletter or just anything else, please talk to them. They'd love to hear from you. So, finally, Our land and labor statement is on the back of the order of service. Please give it a look. And at that point, let's let the service begin. Oh yeah, there's a potluck. Potluck, yeah, you can't miss it. Yeah, please stay. There's always way too much food, so please stay. And finally, let the service begin. Whoops, trying to do this right.
Good to be back with you all, as usual. We light our chalice this morning, symbol of our faith, with gratitude for the light that shines in each of us, that shows us the way back to ourselves again and again. Thank you, Ro. I took an anti-oppression workshop a few years ago, and it was led by a woman named Barbara Major, and she was with the Institute for Survival and Beyond. And in one of the exercises that we did together, she listed a number of cultures on large pieces of paper and hung them up around the room. Latin culture was on one piece, Black culture, Irish culture, and under each she made 2 columns. And we were instructed to go around the room and write 2 things under each culture. In one, we were to list derogatory stereotypes about this culture. And in the other column, we were to list something life-giving that this culture has shared with the world: poetry, food, music, that sort of thing. And later we sat together talking about what makes a culture a culture. And Ms. Major pointed out that each of the cultures listed around the room existed in relationship to the dominant culture. And that dominant culture in this case was whiteness. And she talked about how if we are talking about being Irish or Polish, there's all kinds of nourishing things that those cultures create and sustain. But whiteness, she pointed out, is a culture of power. That is its primary characteristic. And dominance over others is what whiteness creates and sustains. And the way that whiteness remains dominant is that it teaches other cultures that there is one right way to look, to act, to feel, and to be. And whiteness teaches that all other cultures should measure their legitimacy and worth against this one right way. And the further a culture is from the white standard of how to look and how to act, the less value that culture is given. In other words, whiteness teaches other cultures that there is one right way, and that deviating from that one right way means you are not just wrong, you are bad or less than. And in the course of our conversation, we talked about the antidote to dominant culture. How do we heal from such a hierarchy? And someone said, we have to decolonize our imagination. We have to decolonize our imagination, which is to say we have to intentionally look at the ideas and images in our mind of the one right way and painstakingly uproot them like weeds choking out the garden of thoughts and ideas that we could each grow if we were free. Uproot all the examples of the one right way and until we leave the soil open to the possibilities that might take root if given the chance. We're going to sing together now, and we aren't very familiar with this one. It's number 1017 in your teal hymnal. So the fearless Linda is going to lead us through it once. Okay, let's
It's very bluesy, it's a great melody. My little hint is that the first line repeats 3 times.
Okay, nice.
So if anybody wants to stand up and feel the voices.
We'll listen to the first verse and then we'll repeat the first verse and dive in.
Same thing, verse 1 again. I'm amazed. How many people actually knew that song? Incredible. Wow. Good intuition. Fabulous. So it's second Sunday when we have special music. And today we're going to have Lee Pettis on voice and guitar, and Karen Koenig-Rose also on fiddle and banjo. Lee has been a Western North Carolina resident since '81, mother, a wife, and a puppy mom. She loves hiking, reading, playing music with friends, and sharing original songs. A former 30-year nonprofit professional at MANA, WNC Regional Child Abuse Center, and Our Voice. She's celebrating her second year as a member of UUSB. Karen Koenig-Rose has been playing, listening, and dancing to music her entire life. She feels the joy that music provides, builds community and connection across the human experience. Both the songs you're going to hear are written by Utica.
Can't get it tuned.
You wrote that one by yourself?
Blaring for a cheap shot.
Chevrolet, on our way to the meeting house, heading west on 74A. Sunday morning, oh, it always comes too soon. Singing glory in the meeting house, the old rugged cross, lay the flowers ever blue. Take it till you make it, when you can't find your way. Can't remember
That was beautiful. Thank you. Now's the time when we come together, and if there is a joy or a sorrow in your life that you particularly noticed this week, we feel that you should not carry it alone, and invite you, if you feel moved, to come forward up here to the front. People usually make a line just right here. You can light a candle or drop a stone into the water to represent that joy or that sorrow. Please come forward as you feel moved. contribute to the play and learning and service that goes on in this community. And thank you, ushers, for helping us.
Shooting splendid, falling sky, slowly sizzling out with sassy streaks, illuminating Milky Way and Mars. Perseus, I want to shine with you. Perseus, I want to shine with you. Lighting the darkness of the sky, flying, soaring, sailing so high, as you trail into the night. Each year the earth greets you, same time, same place, up in space. You shower us with no constraints, under the watch of the sun. Perseus, mother of all the earth. Perseus, mother of all the earth. Taking risks, you died. Free to fall, free to shine. Facing death, yet so alive. Each year, the earth greets you, same time, same place, up in space. You shower us with no constraints, under the watch of the sun. Each year the earth greets you, same time, same place, up in space. You shower us with no constraints, under the watch of the sun. Perseus, Perseus, Perseus. Don't forget to look up August 12th.
Beautiful. We'll look up August and thank you all for your generous contributions to the good of this community. I love movies from the golden age of Hollywood. Films made in the 20s through the 60s pull me in a very specific kind of way. The characters don't always seem like people I actually know or have experienced, but the actors command the space so captivatingly in various shades of glamorous, romantic melancholy. And these classic films are also comforting because I know the basic formula that I'm going to experience. The bad guys are thoroughly bad and get what's coming to them. Women have smooth, dewy faces, and the men play hard to get for a while, afraid of domesticity and all that. But in the end, they fall in love and get together. But the other night, I turned on a movie that I hadn't seen before, and it was called Man's Castle. And it was a black and white film starring Spencer Tracy and Loretta Young. And I didn't know anything about the plot going in, but suffice to say that within the first 15 minutes, it was the most edgy and unexpected early Hollywood movie I had ever seen. It's set in New York City during the Great Depression, and the main characters are unmarried and unhoused. They say derisive things about the Bible and religion in general. They critique the U.S. government's favoritism of the rich. And all of that was unexpected, but then there was male nudity fully on display, shortly followed by female nudity fully on display, as the main characters jump into the Hudson River to take a bath. And the movie ends with the main characters on a moving train in a car full of straw that they've stowed away in, celebrating a pregnancy that began outside of marriage, infused with this sense of joy and possibility. When the movie ended, I was stunned. I didn't think they were allowed to make movies like that. But I looked it up, and it is originally from 1933, during an era known as pre-code Hollywood. And the phrase pre-code, I had no idea what that meant. Very intriguing, so I dug deeper. And as it turns out, from about 1900 to 1933, movies were being made without much regulation to their content at all. And a number of religious groups tried to impose standards of morality, but there was nothing that was enforceable. But in 1934, the Production Code Administration was formed to enforce a specific code, a set of standards on all major motion pictures. So the idea was to prevent movies from portraying anything immoral to viewers. Code enforcers would actually sit on set and watch as the movie was being made, and they would change the scripts or demand that scenes be played out a different way if they didn't like what they saw. So here are some key pieces of what the code said movie makers suddenly had to do. No nudity or lustful kissing, not very surprising. The bad guys should never be portrayed as sympathetic Often directors were instructed to make sure the bad guys either ended up in jail or dead by the end of the movie. A woman getting pregnant outside of marriage must be actively condemned. Clergy could not be ridiculed, which is a good rule. Obviously, that one's okay. But it said religion or the Bible could not be mocked. And one of the standards was that throughout, the audience must feel sure that evil is wrong and good is right. But who got to define good and evil was another story. So you couldn't show a romantic relationship between someone who was white and someone who was black. Productivity and hard work were shown as leading to wealth and laziness to poverty. Authority figures, even problematic ones, had to be shown respect. And depictions of gay characters were prohibited. So stories could no longer be organic and spontaneous, just following the instincts and intuition to reflect the depth and complexity of human life. And the code took lived experience and removed the nuance and individuality from the equation, producing a stylized, sometimes confining ideal of life. For 30 years, films had to show that there was only one right way to be a woman, one right way to be a man, to have a family, to think about religion and government. So this has always happened outside of Hollywood too, of course. From the time we are born, we are handed a code to live by, drafted in part by our family, in part by society. It tells us how to look and how to live, a spoken and unspoken list of do's and don'ts. We are taught again and again that there is one right way to do things if you are going to be acceptable, if you are going to be good. And after years of practice, it gets really hard to think outside of that code, and we forget that there is more than one way to go about things, that what is true or right for others isn't always true or right for us. For a while, I was working in Asheville as a health coach with naturopathic doctors, and I helped people make changes to their nutrition, reduce stress, and I noticed that the wellness field is full of one right ways to do things to optimize health. And I was meeting with a woman who was trying to feel more like herself in day-to-day life. Her energy was low, her hormones were imbalanced, digestion was off. So we started focusing on sleep, because good sleep could help with all three of those things. And I told her what my training had taught me, that she should try to get to sleep before 10 p.m. because sleep before midnight is more restorative than sleep after. But try as she might, she could not fall asleep until 1 a.m. or later. And we tried everything. We cut off screens earlier, had more carbs with dinner, spent time outside in the morning and evening, but nothing changed. Till finally she had the courage to suggest a different approach. She told me that she noticed if she stays up until 11:30, letting her mind do whatever it's doing, she's able to get to sleep more easily. And it was really hard for me to let go of the rules, the one right way she was supposed to be sleeping better. But she trusted herself and gave it a go. And within a week, she was getting 6 to 7 hours of sleep. She no longer had to spike her anxiety trying to fit inside the routine that made her feel frustrated and trapped. She surrendered with ease into a rhythm that felt more natural and enjoyable to her. And over time, her health improved. Sometimes the one right way is so loud, so insistent, it drowns out our own quiet, steady intuition. And it takes courage to trust ourselves, to turn inward and sense what feels right for our own unique body, our own unique life. A friend of mine has a child who has been having trouble following step-by-step directions in order at school. And he's less organized than other children. He's often forgetting things. And his school determined that he needed corrective therapy so that he doesn't get left behind. But at the same time, she tells me, his art teacher says he's amazing. Most other kids don't know what to do unless they're given step-by-step instructions. But he just makes up his own process and creates something unexpected. And the art teacher insists he has a gift that can't be taught. And maybe therapy will ease his way. He'll be more organized and stay on track better than he would otherwise. And he'll probably fit in better. And adults and other kids may find it less frustrating to work with him. It certainly isn't practical to expect his teachers to walk him through every process slowly at the expense of the other students. And on the other hand, it must be hard to not receive the message that what he's doing is the wrong way to be. And it's a little sad to tell a child that the truth is, in this world, we are preparing you to inherit efficiency. Efficiency is prized above all other things. And it just allows us to get more done and be more productive. And it would be wonderful if this kid learned the skills that will help him thrive at school and at work. But how much more wonderful it will be if in the process he learns to fiercely protect the meandering, improvisational creativity that springs naturally from somewhere mysterious and life-giving inside of him. How beautiful it will be if he finds safe spaces where his unique abilities are a joy and not a hindrance. So he learns to cultivate and expand that particular form of magic that he brings into the world. Loving the parts of ourselves that don't fit the code, that stray outside the lines of the right way, learning to love those parts is an antidote to shame. Is it okay to go out that way? That's my child. There he goes. They're listening. He's listening. Well, good job, Henry. That's right. Heard about enough of that. Sorry the rest of you can't do that. It's not in the code. You gotta stay seated. Just go back to sentences. Okay. If we can learn to love the part of ourselves that just did what Henry would do. If we can love those unconventional, odd, inefficient parts of ourselves that keep cropping up, we'll learn to see possibility where we once saw a shortcoming. When I was serving as a minister of this wonderful congregation in Utica, New York, I got to know the minister who had served before me and his wife, and we became good friends. And his name is Tim Barrett, and he has a very special kind of vision that allows him to see clearly beyond the one right, acceptable way. And he has the rare courage to have lived most of his life in the realm of possibility out beyond the code. And Tim and his wife Peg had me over for lunch once, wanting to share stories about the congregation and welcome me. And their home in the Adirondack Mountains, it gets cold up there in New York, was made of plywood, fully off the grid. And if I'm honest, it looked a bit like a tree house constructed by imaginative kids. There was no insulation, no running water, only an outhouse and a beautiful creek nearby, no electricity. And their small home was just filled with a few possessions, some books and a few musical instruments. She played the harp. And when they served lunch, they opened a trap door in the floor and pulled out some cheese and fruit that they stored there in the earth. They would dig a hole under their home to keep it cool. They had raised 3 children there, and being in their 80s when I met them, they had lived that way for almost 6 decades. Capitalism tells us that there is one right way to find happiness. Consume and consume some more, accumulate wealth and status, the status that comes from having more than other people have. This is what will make you happy. Tim and Peg had found a different way, and they lived their oddly shaped joy so beautifully, it was contagious. Because the people who live most boldly outside of the right way remind us that we are free too. There is no single script we can live by, no one shape we can all fit inside. There is no one right way. Only our own unique, precious life and the possibility that dwells in each breath. Amen. Would you be with me in meditation and prayer? If you're comfortable closing your eyes, you might do that. And as you breathe a little more intentionally, just noticing your breath, just for a beat or two, become aware of what you notice inside of yourself in the silence. Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. Amen. We're we're gonna sing together again, and I hear you sang this song last week. It's This Little Light of Mine, 118, but Linda and I were thinking we might mix it up and do it a little differently.
Here's your candle. So light your candle. Flame. You have a flame, right? So here's your light. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. No, hide it. No, hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel. No, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Ain't nobody gonna put it out. I'm gonna let it shine. Ain't nobody gonna put it out. I'm gonna let it shine. Ain't nobody gonna put it out. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. This little light. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it
May you find the courage to venture out beyond the code, to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Go in peace.